Hello everyone, and welcome to this Japanese Grand Prix broadcast here. I'm Kevin Korstein. With me is Joe Knight. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to be here. It looks like we're having a flashback of last season with some light rain to open this race. Looks to be a fascinating race ahead, especially after last time out with the carnage going on in China. So let's see what happens this weekend.
Yeah, as we see the track circuit map, 80 corners. No DRS, of course, because the rain is scheduled to be on for the entire race. But will we see DRS is the main question. Accepted strategies, nothing, just nothing. It's just intermediates. There is just nothing. Anyways, let's go to the starting grid then. Afonso Gashinho, for the second time now, knocked out in Q1.
Yeah, disappointing timeout, and it's understood that the higher ups at Ferrari are losing their patience with him already. Obviously, some interesting characters now leading the shots there, and it's understood that they have next to no patience. So it's a critical race for him today. Also incredibly close to a race ban, we understand, with the penalty point situation being that he could be the first driver in 3 seasons to get a race ban from accumulated penalties should he commit an offence here today. So high stakes for the driver.
Yeah, Julian Condra starts right next to him. Then it's Riley Swanson and Jason Roy. Jason Roy having the worst weekend so far this season. This is the first time he's knocked out in Q1. Richard Hicks and George Constantaras starting on the 7th row. Lucas Kopman and Sam Fact having finally gotten out of Q1. Philip Verhaeren and Xiao Lei starting right next to each other. It's going to be interesting to watch them at least. Robin Geisner and Wesley Van Destin. Wesley Van Destin getting a 3-place grid penalty after his crash with Sam Fact last time out in China. Next we have Lucas Wright and Eren Eigen. Lucas Wright B9 in qualifying, gets 1 place promotion because of Wesley Van Destin, but disappointing qualifying for the Racing Bulls driver. Right next we have Sarah Springfield and Mike Swart. Mike Swart having a good weekend, but starting behind his teammate who is starting ahead of his teammate because Wesley Van Destin got a penalty, of course. Michi Marader and Joshua Nathaniel on the 4th and 3rd spots. Joshua Nathaniel with the highest qualifying so far this season, starting in the 2nd row.
Yeah, it was a good lap in Q3, but it's yet to be seen if he can convert a difficult timeout in China for the Australian, but he'll be eager to convert. High pressure as well, like you mentioned, on Michael Zwart with his teammate behind him finally in qualifying after a difficult start to the season for him. So he really needs to put in, I would think, a podium today to reinstate his claim on the championship, with him currently sitting well down in the order of where he'd want to be.
And then the front row we have Quarterkevu and Eetu Väisänen. Eetu Väisänen starting again from pole, but this time Quarterkevu is right next to him. This race is going to be interesting. But the cars are lined up on the grid, so we need to go to the down in the grid. But right now it doesn't seem to be very bad.
No, it doesn't look too bad, and this could be an issue of complacency. You know, how hard do you push early on? But here we go. The 5 lights are about to be out, and we're about to be away in Japan.
The 5 lights are on, the lights are out, and we are away racing in Japan. Nathaniel gets a good start. Nathaniel is up to 2nd. Quarterkevu didn't get a good launch. Michael Sport is up to 3rd now. Can Quarterkevu keep the 3rd place? The fighting we see on the background, everyone got through the first corners. Fine. So
what a jump from Eetu Väisänen. He is gone, already nearly 7 car lengths ahead of Nathaniel, but Michael Zwart hanging around the outside,
and we have a safety
and
car.
we've got a safety car.
What has happened there? Lucas Koopman has stopped with Hicks on the side of the road.
So-
And it's a red flag.
And a red flag.
Wow, what's happened?
So we talked about it before the start that turn 1 would be dangerous, and already it is struck. So
we're seeing
what
now-
has
no.
happened here?
We didn't even see it.
Being missed on the broadcast, but it looks like it was coming together on the inside of turn 1.
It wasn't turn 1, but it was turn 4 and 5. It was after turn 4. Yeah, turn 5. Interesting, but the red flag. So is Hicks out of the race as well?
So the question now is actually, if the race is slightly delayed, will the forecast change for the rest of the race? We saw before it was forecasted that it would be a full race under inter conditions, but it could be different now if we see the rain dissipate before the end of this race.
No, Hicks is still in the race. Yeah, Hicks got back to the pit lane, so Hicks is still in the race. Lucas Koopman is out. But who did he crash with? That's the main question.
May have been self-inflicted.
Yeah.
So we're going to start again from the grid. So we've avoided carnage once. Can we get away with it twice? That's yet to be seen.
Yeah, as the green flag has been waved, Lucas Koopman has been the car has been transported away from the grid. So the second restart now. 5 red lights again.
So can Väisänen get away as well as he did the first time around?
The lights are out.
Held for a long time here, and they're away. It looks good. And he does, he converts nicely, so he will lead into turn 1.
But Michael
But
Smart
who
is
will
challenging.
take second?
Michael Smart is challenging Nathaniel already. Somebody goes wide, that was Maradona. And Michael Smart is off the P2. What the start by Michael Smart there.
Critical, so we talked about before that he needed to make an impact, and he does.
Up to P6, no crashes at all this time around. Everybody got through. We see Afonso and we see Riley Swanson and Richard Hicks fighting each other. Richard Hicks making a good move. So Hicks is
Committed maneuver early on.
Yeah. And we see
Looks like Robin Keisner and Wesley van der Steen are battling it out as well.
And we see Hicks already making a move on Afonso Cassinho at the same time. And Robin Kaiser got the place as well as Hicks. But will Van der Steen look to get this place back? And no, the answer is no.
So an impressive start from both Audis. It looks like they really switched on the tyres early on.
Väisänen already
but
with the 1.3 lead, but Michael Smart is second now. So the engine upgrades are working, but that's just the start. Bartokevu is 4th, Maradona is 5th, Springfield 6th, Eigen 7th, Lucas Wright 8th, Robin Kaiser at 9th, and Van der Steen is 10th, ending in top 10.
So a more tame opening lap. Väisänen putting down the precedent early on with an excellent opening lap once again. That Ferrari looks incredible, but interestingly, Alfonso really struggling out there. It wasn't a great first lap for him, and he's going to have his work cut out ahead now with Richard Hicks looking like he has real pace today, and he's not going to make it easy.
Yeah, let's see, the race is not that long anymore because we lost 2 laps of racing, but still, it's lap 4 and 52. 49 laps remain, so anything can happen.
So interestingly, at the front, the cars begin to space out, so it's quite compacted back in the midfield from P5, but the top 4 are all separated by over a second, so it seems to be genuine pace at the front of the field, but it's also way further back.
Eigen will not die from him yet. Let's see when...
Disappointing start for Michi Maradona after the pace he showed in qualifying, just falling back a little bit into P5.
Yeah, definitely. The second start didn't go as well as he has hoped. He tried to go around the outside of Bartokevu, but Bartokevu had the better exit at turn 1.
So it looks like Afonso Cassinho is all over the back of Richard Hicks now, who is also trying a move on Jason Roy. A bit of a battle pack forming here. The Red Bull running a special livery this weekend.
a very beautiful livery, but we won't see it on the sunshine, we see it on the cloud cover.
We do, and it looks like a cursed livery so far, with neither Red Bull in the top 10 as of we're speaking right now. Mixed qualifying session for those cars, and disappointing after the pace shown in the first two races, especially last weekend with Jason Roy.
Yeah, but we can see already how close the three is to each other, even if it rains. So it's going to be interesting, but let's see. The race is long enough, anything can happen.
So 1.2 seconds from Bison to Zorb. A 3 in a row would be an incredible feat, and one that we haven't seen in this championship, as I believe, to date. So dominant form early on, but a long way to go still, obviously, in this race. But the signs are there early on. Nathaniel just dropped back a little bit off the front two. It's 2.2 seconds now to P3, and then another 1.4 back to Korsakibu. With Michi Maradona actually reeling him in now. He's only 5/10 away on the timing. 2/10, he's really pushing in. I wonder if we can get a camera shot of this battle for P4.
Can Maradona try and get past Korsakibu? Will he try something here? No, he sticks close, but will he dive bomb? Maradona has fallen to Korsakibu's steps. We have seen him dive bombing in China. Let's see now as we go to another lap again. Will Maradona try something into turn 1? Will it try? No, he stays behind.
It was a difficult weekend out for him in China, finishing outside of the points in both the sprint and the race, P11 in the race, and I believe it was P10 in the sprint. You know, disappointing after Australia, where he recorded the podium and that car looks so good with him behind the wheel. So bit of a return to form this weekend, and he'll be eager to push on. Interestingly, perhaps the story at the moment is Zhao Lei down in P12 and not making inroads really on the cars ahead. He looked really good last time out, but seems to be struggling in behind the other cars today.
Yeah, even Alfonso is really close, but he can't make a move on Hicks. Still behind Hicks. So while his teammate is leading. So the Ferrari definitely has pace. But they are struggling on 38.
They are, and we saw this last season. Suzuka is an interesting track where the DRS is quite critical. You would think that with the nature of the circuit, overtaking would be relatively possible, but it's not looking like that so far. So it could turn into a race of tyre preservation, where whoever manages to keep their tyres in the window the longest will see a yield at the end of the stint. We expect a 1 stop today if it does stay wet. So we could be looking for drivers with exceptional tyre preservation to make a difference.
It seemed like a dry line is going to the racing line, so tyre degradation is going to be definitely interesting. But we'll see what happens. If it rains more.
Yes, we've got a bit of a train forming behind Korsakibu in P4, who looks to be managing the tyres and fuel early on already. He's managing to back up the pack quite well, but he is losing touch with the podium in front of him.
But let's see, will the track try enough for the stewards to enable the DRS? Will we see DRS today?
It will be interesting. It does look like the track has dried out since the opening laps, and it is continuing to dry out. And you can see that there's got heavy cloud on the radar coming up with a high chance of a little bit more rain. But if it keeps trending in this direction, we could see the DRS activated around 15 to 20.
Yeah, Springfield is closing in on Maradona, as Maradona is dropping Korsakibu to cool his tires down. But it's really cool today. 13 degrees only.
Yeah, 23.6 degrees on track, which is very low compared to what we normally see. So tire preservation, you would think.
Just
Oh,
Constantaras on the wall.
big moment.
And some fact
And he's out and back in the pit lane.
And Jason
This could be
Roy.
a safety car. Jason Roy is out too.
Let's see what happens. Jason Roy is closing in, and this Red Bull is not looking good. The liver is not working. Ooh, nearly collected. Nearly collected some facts.
Huge impact. Sam Fact getting away with a close shave there, but it's an enormous crash for Jason Roy. Basically disappointing after such a poor qualifying performance, and it's compounded here.
And Alfonso is picking as well.
Interesting. So Ferrari clearly feeling that they have nothing to lose.
And
putting him onto another set of inters, so that's an interesting strategy. Yeah. I guess they feel they might get an edge later on.
But will all the cars spin now is the main question.
I wouldn't think so. If you're in the lead, there's not much to be gained here from stopping at this point, unless anyone believes they can stop and go to the end from here, but I think that would be quite an ambitious strategy. Having said that, you know, for Cashinio in particular, there's nothing to lose from his position, so they may as well take a risk with
slightly new. Jason Roy gets a time penalty.
He does, and that'll be penalty points on the license for sure after that incident. Looks like he just misjudged the marker in the wet, and incredibly unlucky for the Haas driver ahead of him.
Yeah, right now as it stands, it's Mason and Smart, Nathaniel, Kevu, Maradoner, Springfield, Egan, Pride, Geisler and Vandersteen on the top 10. But let's see, will anyone pit now? As they saw Sam Fact and Alfonso Cashinio pitting.
Intercepting some radio messages here from Alfonso Cashinio, who seems aggravated in the cockpit. Some quite aggressive comments about other drivers going on here. And he's clearly feeling the pressure. Now starting. Oh!
And track condition has changed to dry, so DRS has been opened. And Kevu is pitting. Kevu is copying. Lucas Wright is copying. So both races.
So what will they put Easty Weissenen onto? What tyres will they put on that car?
Intermediates on all cars. And I think
I can't say I understand the strategy from Ferrari, to be honest. I don't quite understand what they're going for here, unless they genuinely think they can go to the end of the race on this set of tyres.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Both Ferraris and both Racing Bulls have pitted. But nobody else has pitted, so Michael Schwartz takes the lead now.
So if you can go to the end on this set, this may work out for them. Obviously, with pitting under safety car conditions, the delta is much lower. The question will be, is the time loss behind the cars in the midfield going to be worth it? And also, will the tyre degradation be too high at the end of the race to hold on to the race lead, theoretically? It's an interesting one. Weissenen down in P10, which on paper doesn't seem too bad, but we've seen in the opening laps how hard it is how difficult it is to overtake in these conditions. So he may be at risk of getting trapped behind that pack of Vandersteen, Verhaeren and Jallet.
So let's see how long the safety car will be out. Last year we saw the same crash happening with Jallet and Mike Smart, who were leading.
We did, and with the track so cold, the field is under serious threat of having ice cold tyres on the restart here, so it'll be treacherous conditions to restart, and we see everyone weaving to try and keep tyre
already ending.
By 10.
And Alfonso haven't even catched the back. So the stewards,
well, this is certainly going to be interesting.
We can see Sam Fact behind there, closing up. I think they will catch the back just in time. Yeah, they will. Interesting from stewards.
Alfonso's still enraged on the radio. It looks like he's not coping well with the situation here, but we will see what happens. So it's Michael Zwart to lead away, and here he goes. He's pushed it already. It's a good restart.
Able to
But
charge
Nathaniel right in the
Nathaniel.
slipstream.
Is Nathaniel going to challenge? He is going to look. Is he going to dive
This could
bomb?
be critical for this
No.
race.
Do we see any dive bombs here? No, it doesn't seem to be. But let's keep an eye out on the leaders and pitted ones. Will they start gaining? Mason is already looking to try and get past Zhao Lei.
So that might have been the chance there for Nathaniel. He needed to make that stick and he hasn't, and already he's falling away. It's 1.4 seconds back to him from the leading Mercedes already, so that could be critical for this race. He looked for it and perhaps thought better of it after the enormous crash we saw last season at Turn 1 with a similar incident with Randy Belichick that ultimately led to his retirement early on in the season.
Yeah. South Africa's genius trying to make a move on Sam Fact already. And he gets past. So early move. But Sam Fact is looking to try and get back. Is he going to get back? He's looking, and no, he has backed off. It's going to be interesting. Let's see now. Is Väisänen going to make the move on? He's looking, even Philip Verhaeren is looking to try and get past Van der Steen. Is he going to dive bomb? No.
So these laps will be critical for those who have stopped, especially Itu Väisänen, to A, move through the field, but also to keep those tyres in a good window. If they are trying to go to the end... Oh, DRS is enabled here.
Yeah. So the track is dry enough for the stewards.
So this is critical now. You need to make this window count because we are expecting more rain in this race. And it's going to be essential for if you're trying to move through the field, you need to make these moves count now. It's going to be difficult though because it looks like we've almost got a bit of a DRS train forming behind Aaron Agan in P5.
And no, the DRS is closed again.
Never mind. That's the nature of racing in these conditions. It can come and go that quickly. But as I was saying, it's going to be essential for Itu Väisänen to either make this move count or conserve those tyres, because if he burns them up behind drivers like Zhao Lei, I don't think they're going to make it to the end of this race. And if they do, they're going to be seriously nursing it to the end of the race, and it could cost them. So it's going to be an interesting few laps for him and what their approach is. I don't still fully understand the strategy, to be honest, but perhaps they just have full faith in his raw pace to get the job done here.
And the latest gap already 11.1 seconds. So Väisänen is losing time right now behind Zhao Lei. But let's see.
So the rain coming down again actively.
Yeah, interesting. Let's see, can Väisänen now get past? Can he try something on the straight? He's not even closing up. It's interesting to see.
No, it doesn't look like Ferrari has the outright straight line speed this weekend, and maybe they've set up the car in anticipation of being in the lead. You know, you don't need that top end speed if you are leading to make the overtake. And it worked for him early in the race, obviously, but now that he's back in the pack, this seems to be backfiring on them. You know, having the cornering ability isn't so critical in the wet compared to the straight line ability to get the move done. So this could be critical here, this decision.
Yeah, but now the biggest question is, when will the runners that haven't fitted, when will their tires start to wear out for those who have fitted?
It is interesting. It is also interesting that Racing Bulls opted to copy with both drivers. You know, Lucas Wright, an obvious candidate given his struggles to try an alternative strategy, but Kotikivu,
At Springfield.
P2 in the championship.
Is Springfield going to make the move? Yes, she is. And Springfield is up to third. What a move.
Excellent move.
Yeah.
We know she's excellent in these conditions, especially when they're on the threshold of being dry. And she's proving it today.
Getting close up to Nathaniel now to challenge him.
I mean, she was 2 seconds quicker on that lap alone. So, incredible pace with the Aston Martin here.
And Edu still behind. Same with Gil and everyone else was behind him. So the strategy is not paying out for well so far.
No, as I was just saying, you know, it's interesting that Racing Bulls would put Kibu onto the same strategy, because you would think you would go in the inverse, given they need to close that 30-point gap in the championship already. It could have been worth risking it and going long with the leaders, but now they've committed to the same strategy, and it doesn't look like it's paying off.
Will Weissman trying here, he was looking, Xiao Lei closed the door just in time.
So the other risk now is that if you commit to trying to push through the field, you're at significantly high risk of having a incident. What a move that was.
Yeah. Before the 130R. What a move. So, Maratona is dropping behind now.
Yeah, it looks like the race pace of that Alpine isn't quite as strong as the qualifying pace. The tyre wear may be hurting him significantly here. A really impressive race so far from Robin Kaisner, it has to be said. We haven't spoken about him much today, but he's kept his head out of trouble and up to P6. Admittedly with those ahead pitting, including Kibu and Weissman, but still very impressive. We have to remember his excellent race out in China in those conditions as well. You know, getting a podium in the sprint race and P5 in the main race was very impressive. So definitely keep an eye on him today. And he's already closing up to the back of Michi Maradona here. It looks like he's setting up a move.
He got too wide into that corner. But he is closing pretty fast. We can see the Audi speed difference. Audi has really done well to come into Formula 1 and to be this quick already in the season. And is he going? No, he was trying. He was looking. And Edu at the same time tried looking on the inside of Xiao Lei.
Yeah, both Audis have looked excellent in the race today. The pace wasn't quite there in qualifying, but Richard Hicks as well up to P11 as Robin Eisen dives up the inside and he runs him off the track. Committed move here. He might be in trouble here.
Instantly trying to move. And look at Verhaeren closing in now. Verhaeren closing in.
A bit of a ripple effect here.
Is Verhaeren going to make a move here on Van der Steen? Two good mates, of course.
So Robin Kaisner up to P5, showing exceptional pace. The gap has stabilized at the front as well, with Nathaniel 1.2 seconds off Michael Zwart and 8 tenths back to Sarah Springfield, who is slowly closing in on the McLaren. But that outright pace seems to have ticked off a little bit now that she's in the dirty air. Erin Egan keeping touch as well, further back in P4. But the excitement today might be further back here in this P6 to P10 battle pack.
Weissman is really close, but is he going to make the move? Weissman is trying his best to make the move on Xiao Lei. We have seen before, like last 2 seasons, we have seen Ferrari pretty strong on the first opening Grand Prix, but then on the other Grand Prix they fall away. It's going to be interesting seeing this again this season.
Indeed, and it looks like unfortunately this weekend the outright pace was there. It wasn't the car performance that's cost them, it's maybe the strategy team that have made an error here. Obviously a long way left to go in this race, and anything could happen. We could see more safety cars and red flags given the conditions, but perhaps an overly ambitious strategy here compared to their usual cautiousness.
Trying to find the
it's not paying off.
Yeah, trying to find a wet patch. Dyson got out the 38 to cool his tires down.
And that would be a serious concern for them now. being trapped behind this pack. JLA not showing any signs of
And
making
again.
an error.
And again looking out. Is he going to make the move? He's looking to make a move. No. Xiaolei closes the door again.
So he has to be careful here that he doesn't overcommit and cause an incident, because the worst thing he could do was inflict damage on that car now.
Yeah, definitely.
But he also needs to push here, because he's getting killed both for time and tire wear in this position.
Yeah, definitely. We have seen Ferrari crash. Alfonso crashed in both sessions, in the sprint and in the regular Grand Prix in China. So Ferrari wouldn't want another match to happen with these drivers.
No, not at all. And the woes for Alfonso seem to be continuing, trapped down in P16 at the moment behind Lucas Wright. Kodakivu also not making any inroads on Honzo ahead of him. So it looks like this decision to stop early is not paying off for anyone who's played that game.
Xiaolei is eyeing a move on Philippe Verhaeren now, who has fallen off. Fallen behind Van der Steen. He was challenged Van der Steen, but now he's falling behind. So now will the tires come alive for Ferrari and Racing Bulls?
Yeah, quite hard field compression here with Verhaeren falling off massively these last few laps. I don't know if he's managing the battery.
Is looking. Philippe Verhaeren moves to the defense.
So Michael Zort out front, holding the fastest lap at the moment, and it looks like he's managing the gap. He's not overly pushing hard. There seems to be more pace in that Mercedes, but he's doing an excellent job so far. Like we said before the race, he needed to come out today and make a statement if he was to resume his contest for the championship today. He sits in P11 before this race in the Drivers' Championship with only 12 points after the opening 2 rounds, and today would make a huge difference in his bid if he can finish in first, particularly if Väisänen stays back tethered in P10 and at the lower end of the points. It could be a big swing.
As you see, Robin Geisler has closed in again on Egan. And the two in front are just managing tires, it seems. Quattrogevo is looking out. Is Quattrogevo going to eye a move here? No, he's looking out. He's trying to look a move. And no.
So it looks like the front 4 are playing this quite smart. We said earlier, there's no real advantage to be stuck right behind the car in front of you with the damage it does to the tires in these conditions, and they need to go long today to make the strategy work. So it looks like everyone playing a conservative game. Not the most entertaining from a spectator point of view, but we could see some more action later on in the stint, depending on how well individual drivers manage the tires. Probably expecting the stops to be made around lap 30, so another 10 or more laps left in the stint, you would think.
Yeah, but it's really interesting because the guys who made pit stops haven't made any progress moving up the grid.
No, they haven't, and you would have to consider that the performance gain that they had in these tires is being slowly chipped away with degradation of sitting behind the cars in front of them. As we see both Racing Bulls tethered still here behind the Alpine of Julian Conrad. And they're not overly looking great, but Kodakivu, once again, not able to get a run, and it really does not look like there's the pace in that car to move through the field.
Yeah, but let's see what happens. The race goes on lap 19.
Everything can change, as we saw in China. You know, these conditions invite moments in the race where it's won or lost. You have to finish, obviously, and already we've got 3 cars out. But also, you know, it's a long way from here. We're still 34 laps from the finish, so it'll be interesting to see how this one unfolds.
Let's see how close Quarticevo is following Contra to try and get past.
Just lacking the outright pace to get this move done, it seems like.
Yeah, this is the second train forming at the back here. And even Mason is not making a move.
No, he's not got the inroads he needs. One might think that if the race finishes in a position like this, depending on final places, we could see Wesley van der Steen in second place in Drivers' Championship at the end of this race. Chalet is under threat and serious danger of not scoring any points today, as is Kevu buried in the pack.
Yep, it's really close again. He's moving, he's really close, but he can't make the move.
He can't, and this will be frustrating him. He's stuck down in P14.
Yeah, same with Dato. Dato is in points. If there is a safety car now, both Racing Bulls and Ferraris would be gone from this race.
Indeed, and you would have to think that's what they would be hoping for at this point. They need a safety car in the next few laps, because if it comes too late, they still won't have the adequate tyre advantage that they need. Or should I say disadvantage? The advantage will be lessened as the race goes on.
But let's see when will Quarticevo make the move. Because he is closer than Mason has been on Chalet.
He is, and it looks like the tyres on that Alpine ahead are falling off now.
Yeah, Quarticevo again going out.
He's actually under threat from Lucas right now, who got a much better run off the back of that corner.
Taking the costly hair in Japan off of the teammates. They have been teammates for a long time now. Last year they had to switch teams. Or Lucas Wright had to switch teams.
So, he's soaring at the front. We see that Nathaniel, the only driver in the 39s that last lap around, so a little bit more pace in that car, but still just under 2 seconds to Michael Zwart, who looks like, again, he's just managing that lead.
Yeah, we haven't seen a really difference in pace of all cars, so this just shows how close the cars are. I have said it multiple weeks already. This is just how close the cars are this year.
Indeed, and you know, that Mercedes power unit upgrade this weekend, 4 of the top, well, sorry, 3 of the top 4 are all running that power unit.
Yeah, but let's see now. Kevo is again really close, but not making the moves on the right places. But we know what Kevo can do. Last year we saw it multiple times.
Looking at the timing, E2 Weissenen's actually fallen off the back of Chalet. I'm not sure if he's looking to conserve those tyres, but he's over a second behind now. So, a really difficult second stint of this race for the Finn.
And no, Portugal will not make a move.
And Sarah Springfield is closed right in to Nathaniel on that lap. He sits
Yeah, 138.
only
Fastest
7
lap.
tenths ahead now.
Yeah, fastest lap for them. So let's see, will Portugal will make a move here. And no, backs off. Going to try on turn 2, no, he backs off.
Uncharacteristically shy of the move here. We saw such good racecraft from him last season, and that's largely what led to him winning the Drivers' Championship, to be honest. That ability to make incisions through the field when it counted, but he's really finding it hard today.
Yeah, it was the same the last year, because they started pretty badly, and then they at the European leg they again showed some pace. So is it going to happen this year? It happened 2 years in a row now.
Very interesting, but maybe we can get a shot of the battle for P2, because Sarah Springfield is right on the back of that McLaren now.
Yeah, here they are. And Springfield is she going to make a move? Yeah, she is.
130. Oh, what a
Very
move!
Beautiful move. Now up to P2. Is she going to challenge Michael Smart now?
It would be the unlikeliest of challenges.
4 different constructors in the top 4. Top 6 even. And Springfield is
Here comes
defending.
Nathaniel back. Will he commit? He does. Oh,
Yes,
it's
he
incredibly
does.
tight.
But gets the place back. And Weizen again is really close.
Excellent racecraft from both drivers there. That could have been catastrophic for both. And that's what Michael Zort will want to see. He'll want to see those two battling out behind him, because they will cost each other time, and they're closing in on him at the moment.
Yeah, but
I'm not too sure if he's managed.
they 3 are going away because Egan is 4.2 behind them. So interesting. Springfield
Indeed.
is staying with the back at the front. The top 2. So it's interesting.
So I wonder if Williams lacked the outright pace to go with them. You know, it looked good for most of the stint, but perhaps the top 3 were just managing more, and now they seem to be pushing with Nathaniel moving into within a second of Michael's water ahead. And they're dropping this first pack, it seems.
Oh wait, Xiaolei has made a pit stop. It's showing.
Oh,
on
he did under the red flag.
It's interesting, but still. So
A number of drivers did make a stop under that red flag. Actually, Lucas Wright, Alfonso Casino, and Sam Fact all changed tyres during that red flag period, and then hit it again, which is, again, an interesting strategy.
And now Nathaniel is challenging Michael Sparks. Very interesting strategy happening up the front. But now is the question, will Springfield start to fall back?
Yeah, it looks like that last lap she's just fallen back a little bit, but again, there seems to be a seesawing race in terms of pushing and then conserving. And already we see McLaren dropping off.
Yeah. And no, Väisänen, Kevu, Wright, Kashinia, and the flag doesn't make any moves. So the strategy didn't work for them.
No, it's hurt them quite badly here, and even if we did see a safety car, I don't think it would be advantageous to what they planned.
And what is the gap to Eetu Väisänen? It's 13.5 seconds already, and 21.4 seconds to Kevu.
Yeah, and while that would cover a pit stop here, the degradation of those tyres later in the stint, I don't think they'd hang on. So they may be in trouble here.
Saw the 2 Racing will fight for a second. Portugal close to
They've dropped 2 seconds away from the Alpine.
Starting to conserve his tires. Sam Fact now behind. Lucas Wright's actually look. Vandersteen is pitting. The first one to pit.
Interesting.
And he is the
So
first
that's a
one to pit.
it's a relatively early stop. There's still 28 laps in this race, so they're going pretty much halfway. So I would expect to see a lot of the grid follow suit to avoid the undercut, because the undercut will be extremely powerful here.
Even
Getting out of
with
traffic and
intermediates.
setting in some clean laps.
Yeah, even with the intermediates, it's going to change a lot.
So Mercedes looking to undercut those ahead. They want the Belgian to come out ahead if anyone tries to run long. They're probably targeting Michi Maradona and Robin Kaisner, I would say.
Let's see the lap times.
Yeah, and the big mystery is going to be getting those inters up to temperature in these extremely cold conditions. You know, it could backfire, and putting the new tyres on actually doesn't yield immediately. So it'll be interesting to see what Vandersteen can do in these opening laps of the second stint for him. And I imagine a lot of teams will be looking at the data to make a decision themselves. And Chalet all over the back of Philip Verhaeren. He looked like he struggled with pace earlier on in the stint, but it seems to be coming back to him here.
Is he going to make a move?
Switching to the inside.
No.
Not quite.
Yeah.
So surely Robin Kaisner in as well.
And
So
now
clearly
we are
they want to
starting
cover
see, and
off
the
Mercedes.
front side, Lucas Wright are fighting. And Robin Kaisner is now pitting.
So they want to cover off Mercedes and Wesley Vandersteen here, obviously.
Yeah, let's see. No mistakes into. It's a mistake releasing the
Slow
car.
stop.
Yeah, mistake releasing the car. So Vandersteen is definitely going to be ahead. Here he comes.
Hugely disappointing for Robin Kaisner. Can he
now.
hold on?
And seems like he can, yeah.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, it's close.
Just holds on.
Just in time also.
That's going to hurt him though with Michi Maradona, you'd think.
Yeah, definitely. He was close to Maradona, but now he needs to make the time back. But I think now Alpine will start thinking about strategy to beat him.
You would think they have to bring him in now. Now is the time.
Yeah, I don't think we will see the teams going much longer. They're now starting to beat each other.
And interestingly, the tyre wear that both Ferraris and Racing Bulls are reporting is much higher than they expected. I would be very surprised.
Weissman now making a move. And Weissman making
and he's gone off.
Yeah.
So pushing too hard, those tyres must be overheating.
Yeah.
I was about to say, both Ferraris and Racing Bulls are reporting a lot of degradation, so they may have to stop again. I seriously doubt they can go to the end from here.
Let's see what happens. Will anyone beat? No. Smarten and Daniel
So
continues
Michael
on.
Zort and Nathaniel carry on.
Springfield continues on. Egan, he's right behind him.
So Sarah Springfield has dropped 6 seconds back from Nathaniel.
Yeah, Egan is making a move now. Xiaolei is pitting now. He's releasing Weissner now. What the battle? Contra is pitting now. And I told you, Springfield will start to fall back. I asked the question.
So perhaps she pushed too hard in the middle of... Oh no, another pit error.
Getting held up by Alpine. Coming through. So Contra and another big
Slow stop.
Yeah. And now
So
to release the car.
Struggling in the wet here, the crews, it seems like. But yeah, maybe Sarah Springfield pushing too hard too early in the stint, and it's really hurt her late on here. Dropping back 6 seconds after looking like she was going to push through to fight for the lead of this race. So that just shows how quickly things can change here.
But now the question is, when will both Ferraris and Racing Bulls pit? Because they have to start thinking about those who have made the pit stop.
They do, and we've just seen Wesley Vandersteen do a 36.5, which is 3 seconds quicker than Michael Zort's last lap.
Yeah,
so surely you have to stop. Yeah. Surely you have to stop here.
Will the top
The delta is enormous.
No, the top two is still laying down.
So I guess they think they can do it.
Another move, so Väisänen is starting to make moves now.
It's too late for him though, I think. I think
Yeah.
he's used too much of this tyre. So really Ferrari need a safety car at this point.
And
They
Prix is
need
pitting now. So both
they need a
Audis have
safety car or a red flag. A red flag would be ideal if they can get one after this pit stop sequence for Easy
Kevu
Väisänen.
now with the fastest lap. Kevu started pushing now. 136.4, what the lap. But is it too late now? Let's see, it's now a good pit stop by the Audi crew.
So the pace is there in clean air for that car then.
So Sam Fact now. Sam Fact is making another pit stop now, so he's following the back now.
So clearly they didn't believe they could make the end on that one set.
Yeah, no.
We called that earlier on, but I believe that Ferrari and Racing Bulls will try and stay out as long as they possibly can and pray for a turn of fate, be it a red flag, a safety car, anything really for them, because they're in serious trouble as it stands in this race.
And Robin Geisler is closing up to Afonso, so the strategy didn't pay off.
No, I think we would need to keep an eye on Robin Kaiser and Wesley van der Steen once those ahead stop, because I think the pace that they're doing at the moment is nearly 2 seconds a lap quicker every lap than those in the front, and they could undercut all the way up to the podium potentially, depending on how long those ahead stay out.
And Nathaniel
As we see Judgment Nathaniel pit. Yeah. This is going to be critical now. So Michael Zwart has to come in next lap, you would think. He has to stop.
Yeah, he has to stop, because if the crew doesn't make a mistake now, Mercedes will be watching this pit stop and no mistakes. So Egan is pitting.
Excellent pit stop.
Yeah. So Egan is trying to get by Springfield. Maratoner is going to be alone again. He was alone on the track. See how much the Indians have been won their interslicks basically already. Nathaniel comes between the Racing Bulls. So Kevu is pushing.
This might actually be critical here, because if he was out front of both, he would have the clean air to push into. But being stuck behind Kevu in front.
Yeah. But if Kevu is pushing, then he's fine.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think this is ideal. I think they would have wanted to clear both of those cars, but all eyes on the Mercedes crew now. They surely have to bring Michael Zwart in.
Yeah, the same with Springfield. They need to bring Springfield in. Because otherwise Egan will get past. Egan was 1 second behind.
Haas risking and hoping for a stoppage here with Riley Swanson, it seems. Just hanging on with Philip Verheeren ahead.
But again, we are seeing the dry line arriving. So the track is drying again.
Will we see an opportunity for DRS?
Yeah. But no, Zwart is still continuing on. Philip Verheeren is now pitting. So they are pitting one by one. The only red will remain in the race, of course.
So Michael Zwart needs to be careful here, because if he stays out, I would think 2 more laps once Joshua Nathaniel can get those tyres to temperature. The pace on the undercut was nearly 2 seconds a lap ahead of those at the front. So he could be in real trouble at losing the lead of this race.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously,
but we're seeing the lap time 1:37 to 1:39. It's not looking good.
The gap is enormous, and clearly Mercedes feel they can run him long and have an advantage at the end with the tyre delta. But you have to ask the question: is it worth it? You know, track position seems to be king here in this race. You know, we've seen cars with enormous deltas of time unable to overtake.
Yeah, but look at Korterkevu's lap time compared to Väisänen's.
Indeed. So
39.0.
So many question marks at the moment. Sarah Springfield as well being hurt by staying out here. Perhaps they feel, you know, the yield of a fresher tyre is worthwhile. Surely they have to stop him now.
No.
He goes again.
And do they bring Springfield in? And no, continue on. Väisänen. Väisänen has made a pit stop, so we don't know if he will pit anytime soon.
So some
That's the right. Svensson is pitting now, so Kevo is now free to push.
some truly uncomprehendable strategies going on today, to be honest. I cannot understand what the decisions being made are being influenced by, as Nathaniel trying to get by Kevu here. This is critical. If he can get past the racing ball, it could be P1.
Yeah, he could.
But he has to clear him now. He has to clear him now.
Because Kevo has lost a second of a lap time already. But
What's the gap between Michael Zort and this pack?
21.8. It's coming down.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So unless Mercedes pull Zort in this lap and pull off a remarkably quick pit stop, I don't think the delta is there for them to come out in front.
Let's see, there is still 22 laps to go, so still a long time, but let's see when will anyone else pit now, because the Ferraris and Racing Bulls need to pit. And
interestingly here, Robin Kaisner is only about 3.5 seconds away from what we're viewing right now, and finally they pit.
Yeah. It's too late.
So this is critical.
Yeah,
this is critical.
It's too late. Springfield is Springfield is pitting now, so Väisänen will take the lead if it doesn't pit now. Let's see, smart pit stop. Yeah, good pit stop, but it's too late. It's too late.
Will they hold on? It's going to be remarkably close here.
Tyler is coming. And Smart is coming out. No, he's behind.
I think they're going to lose out here.
So Springfield now losing out already. Look at how much he's losing. Maradona is coming now. Is he going to lose out to Maradona? Yes, he is. Jeez. So
unbelievable.
Yeah. And Contra now with the fastest lap. The fastest lap driving is starting.
So Mercedes handed the lead from a Ferrari blunder, but they seem to have also made a blunder themselves. I cannot understand why they wouldn't pit him sooner.
The question is, how is Quadrigevo keeping the pace with fresh intermediate runners?
I think the message from the team must have been just to push. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Swart has crashed with Nathaniel now.
Oh my god! The two protagonists for the lead of this race, and they're both out. An enormous crash.
And Nathaniel wasn't even on this. He was just braking at the normal time and just continued to put it in the wall.
So Michael's pushing way too hard on cold tires, so clearly trying to make up for the poor decisions of Mercedes.
Bulls are now going to make a pit stop, and they will get the free pit stop.
So this has played out exactly how they needed.
But they will definitely
Michael's
retire this
still
car.
going.
Yeah, they will definitely retire this car. Looking at the rear wing, I think they were getting the black and white flag. We're driving dangerously. So let's see. Heartbreak
for Nathaniel, who will still go without scoring a single point this season.
Basically, yeah, now they're
it looked like.
So Lucas Wright will lose out.
It looked like the race win was on for the McLaren driver, but taken away from him here.
Smart gets another penalty.
I think there'll be significant penalty points on Michael's way after this race.
Is it a good pit stop for Racing Bulls? Yes, it is. It's a good pit stop, good timing. And Alfonso is continuing on. What is this strategy by Ferrari?
When all is said and done, Robin Kaisner is going to be ineffectively the leader of this race.
So yeah, interesting, but Alfonso's continuing on. And yeah, they're changing the front wing, but they're still letting Smart continue on, so stewards will definitely be on that car. Look out for that car, because this car is in unsafe conditions.
yeah, his race is over. I don't think there's much point continuing here.
Yeah, but if stewards decide to retire him, then he needs to retire. He doesn't have a choice here.
So Ferrari, I guess, gambling on a red flag here, because that's really the only scenario where they can convert anything for Cashinio's race.
Yeah, but if this virtual safety car ends now and Alfonso is making the pit stop, then they're lost. They have loosened out everything.
I think it's over for him regardless, to be honest. The points are gone for him today unless they can somehow luck a red flag here.
Still a virtual safety car. Are they going to now? No, they're still continuing on with Alfonso. We're getting
They're
a
committing
Ferrari
to the red
moment.
flag.
Yeah,
Here we go.
and the safety car, the virtual safety car is ending now, so Robin Kaiser will be all over him now as it ends. Is he
So
going to
if
end in the
Kaisner,
corner? Yes, it
if
is.
Kaisner can clear him quickly, he could use the Ferrari to build a gap over those behind him. He needs to use this Ferrari like a mobile roadblock if he can just clear him as quickly as possible.
Yeah, but let's see the base of the cars now, because now everyone is on the same strategy. Apart from Alfonso.
So
when
E2
will-
Bison very down in P8.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of work to do. And he's pushing. He's already 1.4 seconds ahead, so clearly no management at all of the tires here. They're just trying to go as long as they can. But what an unbelievable race. Such dramatic circumstances. And we have a new top 3.
Yeah, instantly new top 3. Robin Kaiser is actually the lead car if we don't count Alfonso, and then Van der Steen and Egan instead of Hogan. Because Alfonso needs to pit.
For a race that could have been incredibly dull, it is delivered in different ways today. Like I was saying before,
it would be Sauber / Audi's first win. Like
it would be if he can hold on.
Yeah.
But he needs to clear Alfonso here without issue now. That's easier said than done, as we know.
Now with the fastest lap. So Kevo is pushing again.
The Portuguese driver can be super aggressive, and I'm sure Ferrari will instruct him to hold the pack as long as they can to try and give E2 Väisänen a chance to get through those ahead. If they can compress the front-running cars, it'll make it easier for him to move through the field. And maybe that's what they're going for here, a bit of a pincer maneuver. But yeah, what disappointment for Joshua Nathaniel, unfortunately. Yet to score a point this season. It looked like it was going to be 25 of them today, but taken away from him with Michael Zwart making an error and destroying the back of that car. So he will sit in P20 in the championship for another race and fall further behind.
Barkley is still continuing on.
Michael Zwart's race ruined as well. And we spoke all through this race about how he needed a positive result today, especially on a day where the usual contenders were out of the picture. And he was in the position. You know, Mercedes compromised him and made a poor strategy decision, but he was still in P2. Still would have been 18 points. And he was right behind Nathaniel to challenge for the win. So, you know, the win wasn't out of the question. He just pushed too hard too early and made a mistake on cold tires. So another lack of composure from the Dutch driver. And those are the mistakes that cost you a driver's championship. You know, it's a long season and it's about scoring consistent points, as Kivu showed last season. You know, you just got to finish every race that you can. And yeah, big moments here today. Michael Zwart, P11 in the drivers' championship coming into today, and he'll be further behind after this weekend.
Yeah, but let's see what Ferrari does here, because Ferrari has lost everything already. Only Väisänen is in the points again.
Robin Kaisner closing up now. Those tyres are dead on Kishino's car.
Yeah, he will start falling away from the back. And already we can see...
And here he goes.
Yeah, he's trying. But we know how aggressive Kishino can be.
Very much so. He's facing a race ban should there be another incident, so you would think he's going to be slightly more measured this weekend, but you never know what you're going to get from the Portuguese driver. But I don't think he can hang on for much longer. I think this is a pretty dire circumstance.
Yeah,
Robin Kaiser is 130R.
No, he backs
Not
up.
quite.
He knows. This guy is no joke. All the drivers know that. But Geisner needs to get by.
He needs to make it count now. He needs to use that Ferrari as a roadblock to build as much time as he can.
And it seems to be, he's going for it. Yeah, he is going for it. He's going for it. And he's side by side. Look at how much room Geisner actually gives. And yeah, there he goes. Geisner is leading the Grand Prix. Audi's leading the Grand Prix. This would
So
be
now he
Audi's
needs to
win.
hope. He needs to hope that Alfonso holds Wesley van der Steen for as long as possible. And Wesley will know he needs to make this count ASAP. He needs to get by as quickly as he can for this race.
Now there's drain forming behind. Now Väisänen is in the drain even. Everyone is going to be in the drain. Geisner
already
definitely needs to push away.
The gap is 1.3 seconds away, so Robin Kaisner making full use of this.
Let's see when will Van der Steen make a move. Van der Steen is already looking. Look at how much Egan is closing, and Egan is actually trying to make a move on Van der Steen. He's using it, and
What an incredible move!
Yeah, Egan is up to P3 now, so Egan is now challenging it. Look at Maradona. Maradona is not giving up. Was looking
So
to
one hesitation from Van der Steen has cost him hugely here. Aaron Egan capitalizing with an incredible move around the outside there. This could be a big race for him. You know, the Turkish driver sits in P5 in the standings coming into this weekend. A bit of a dark horse almost in the championship.
Yeah, look at the gap already, 2.2 seconds. And 36.3 to 38.7, so yeah, definitely see 2 seconds faster.
So this is a dream scenario for Robin Kaisner now, who can push away into clean air with the entire field held behind Alfonso Kishino. If he can hold on in clean air here and just manage the tyres to the end, you would think this could be a fairly straightforward victory, but nothing is ever as easy as it seems in this championship.
Egan is falling away.
It can all change. He is. He may have pushed too hard on that lap.
And Alfonso is gonna say that he has pretty bad tyre wear, so
Yeah, the gap from Robin Kaisner down to Aaron Egan is now 4 seconds.
yeah. So let's see when will and Egan has pushed away again. So now Alfonso is definitely needing to bit.
I don't think they can keep him out much longer. You know, they gambled for the red flag, but I think
This is too long
any
already.
longer and they risk a puncher.
Yeah. If they get the puncher, then the race win will definitely go to Robin Kaisner. Because the puncher means you need to get away from and Alfonso is leading now. So
Here he
everybody,
comes.
15 laps to go. And Robin Kaisner is leading, Aaron Egan is second, and Wesley van der Steen is third. So Alfonso race is over.
So the field is released, and Aaron Egan has 4 seconds to close into Robin Kaisner. So an incredibly uphill battle for the Williams driver. And what a disastrous race for Alfonso Kishino. Came in here with immense pressure on his performances. Poor qualifying saw him start in last position. You could argue that it wasn't his fault with being blocked in qualifying, but the pressure cooker just continues to ramp up for him, and it looks like another race where he's going to fail to score points here. The race pace today wasn't incredible either. You know, we saw Itu Väisänen putting in laps in clean air that were significantly quicker. But Ferrari's strategy strikes again. You know, we saw it last season.
Yeah.
They just made the wrong mistakes, and from a position where, you know, they weren't under pressure. You could argue that Itu Väisänen had the measure of everyone in this race, and they didn't need to go for an alternative strategy. They should have just followed
Same with Racing Bulls.
the rest of the field.
Yeah. Same with Racing Bulls. They made the same mistake.
So just overthinking in the pit boxes today, making it more complicated than it needed to be. But looking ahead, the gap is now down to 2 seconds between first and second. So
yeah, Egan is pushing. Yeah, 137 to 135.
So perhaps Kaisen just being told to hold the time and save the tires. You know, he's got the gap. Thinking ahead, because it looks like at this stage in the race that Egan's tire wear is slightly better from what we're seeing and hearing. So this could be a fascinating finish. We are actually on the cusp of DRS being activated here, I'm hearing. The FIA are keeping a close eye on the level of water on the track.
And they're seeing the dry line. They're seeing the dry line the drivers are driving on.
They are, and if they opened up DRS, that would change the situation with this race dramatically. You would see Wesley van der Steen under much more pressure from Michi Maradona. But also there would be the incentive to push harder, to push into that 1 second gap. Looking back further in the pack, Väisänen is closing up to Richard Hicks. This could be an incredible race for Audi. They're sitting first and sixth at the moment, with the rookie in a fantastic position to score big points today. It's been a mixed start to the season for Richard Hicks, with just 1 point to his name. But it's been a really composed drive today for just his third ever race.
Yeah, anything can happen. We have over 13 laps to go. So let's see how it will play out. Väisänen dropping on Hicks' back to pull the tires down, it seems. At the same time, we see Philippe Verhaeren being really close to Zhao Lei. Will Philippe Verhaeren make the move on Zhao Lei, or will Portuguevo take the position? Even Hicks is now really close to Springfield. Portuguevo was really close to making a move. Interestingly enough, both Audi is in points, so it's a very good weekend for Audi. Can they convert this to a win? Can Hicks actually overtake Springfield? Covington is already leading and controlling this race.
battle in this race looks like it's going to be for the final step on the podium, to be honest. We've got a shootout between 5 cars realistically all the way down to E2 Weissenen.
Yeah, let's see when will Kevu get past Verhaeren there.
2 sister cars looking very similar this weekend, with the Red Bull adopting a white paint job. It's quite hard to tell the difference at a glance. But it is the reigning champion behind, looking to gain every point he can out here on a day where he'll feel that, you know, a better result was on the cards. They took the gamble and it didn't pay off.
Yeah, but Racing Bulls is very calm with his strategies. They know that they need to make them count, as we see Maradona trying to make a move here. Trying to make their strategies count on Racing Bulls, but they fail at some time, and the team principal has said that it happens, like last year after the final race ended.
Yeah, you know, that's the gamble that you take with aggressive strategies. Sometimes they pan off and sometimes they don't. It's still early in the season, but yeah, uncharacteristic errors today from Racing Bulls, and they'll reflect on this one with the knowledge that there were more points on the table today that they're ultimately not going to secure.
Yeah, Geisner is now 3.1 ahead, so not very catching. But let's see.
So that gap is stabilizing at the front. It looks like Aaron Hagen not really able to make any big inroads to Robin Kaisner here. The gap is seesawing lap to lap, but stabilizing around 3 to 3.5 seconds. The gaps have also widened between 3rd to 5th, with about a 1.5 between each position. But it is closer, especially around that battle for the final few points, that from Philip Verhaeren down to Riley Swanson, who will be fighting hard to try and score a point today. Difficult start to the season for Haas after a much more competitive opening races last season. They've been a bit on the back foot at the start of this one, just lacking the outright pace. And obviously Alfonso Cascino moving to Ferrari from that team, and he did such a good job last year, you know, really pushing that team forward.
Yeah, but maybe the Cascino move to Ferrari was too early, and he's falling into a pressure.
Perhaps, you know, we saw him leading the line, and perhaps in that kind of a team environment where there wasn't so much expectation or spotlight on him, he was able to perform to his maximum. But it seems to be really struggling in that Ferrari early on, especially next to such formidable pace in E2 Weissenen. It'll be fascinating to see what happens from beyond here. You know, we've had a lot of speculation in the media this week about a possible replacement just 3 races into the season. It would certainly be a decision. I think, considering the performances that Afonso put in last season, you know, there's definitely potential there, and maybe they deserve to give him a little bit more time to prove it. But this is a cutthroat business, and Randy Belsic, as the team principal, is known to be a man of zero patience. So it could be fascinating. The question would be, who do they put into that seat to replace him? And I would argue that there's not really anyone of better caliber available to them at the moment. So we'll just have to see what happens, I guess, after this race, but certainly not an enviable position to be sitting in that seat at the moment.
Yeah, we will see after this race what Ferrari is doing. So yeah, we will see. But hopefully Alfonso Cascino can bring the car up. and then start gaining time. Let's hope he actually gets to grips with the car.
I think so. You know, it looks like it's such a change from that Haas platform from last season for him, and he just seems to lack any confidence in the car under him at the moment. We've seen that in the amount of incidents he's had early in this season, you know, already nearly at the threshold of penalty points. He's an aggressive driver, but it's been an uncharacteristically incident for a few laps. I mean, even pre-season testing, we saw a crash, you know, just a complete misjudgment of the braking marker at turn 1. So definitely finding it difficult to acclimatize in that team.
It's better than I can move here. No, he was looking, but no. He was closing in, but no.
He wants that second podium. He has already secured one to his name this season, and looks like he's pushing hard to get a second.
Yeah.
But Van der Steen will be determined to hold on to this. He needs to bring home these points to try and push on with his championship pursuit. I believe this result would actually put him second in the standings as we walk away from Japan.
Yeah, Maradona has really started showing with this Alpine that he has base to outscore his teammate, Contra, his rookie teammate of course, and he has shown that he can outscore Red Bulls. They of course the special liveries seem to be a curse for them, for both Red Bull and Racing Bulls.
Yeah, I think the graphic department will be put on standby for the rest of this season if today's anything to go by, as Itu Väisänen lining up a move here but can't make it stick. I think there needs to be serious recognition of the drive that Richard Hicks has put in today. You know, for a rookie in his third ever Grand Prix weekend, he's looking incredibly composed. He's holding on nicely here from arguably the most dangerous driver of this season, and he's held on for many laps, but it looks like it could end here. Can he? No, it's another.
Pushing away again.
So he continues to hold him off, but incredibly impressive for a rookie drive today. It has to be said for Richard Hicks. You know, really composed, really mature, and definitely one to watch for the future. But all eyes are on his teammate at the moment. Robin Kaisner is just 7 laps from the first ever win for that team's history, and a dream start for the new Audi project. We questioned how competitive they would be this season after an up and down last season under the Sauber banner, but they've made it count today, and Robin Kaisner's put in an incredible drive. You know, we saw what he was capable of last weekend, and he's delivered even better this weekend. He just has to hang on now.
Yeah, but it's around 3 of course. We have a long way to go. 19 races after this one, so there is a long way to go. Next time by we are going into races to start Middle East.
While we've been talking though, Aaron Hagen has taken a huge chunk of time out of Robin Kaiser.
Yeah.
He's 7/10 away now as they come onto the main straight.
He has closed in. Indeed, as you see this battle still there is a long train now. And Maradona is behind the move on Van der Steen now. Is he going to make it? No, it doesn't seem like it.
We might need an onboard shot of Aaron Hagen's car here.
But we see a batch of bleed. The rain is going to end soon. So will we see the ending differently?
Yeah, if anyone gets DRS in these last few laps, it could be the difference between an overtake being completed or failing. If you're in Aaron Hagen's position right now, you would be praying for that.
Maradona has capacity. No, Maradona is still fourth. He was Van der Steen. No. But Maradona has dropped off. The Springfield is now looking high in the move.
battle all the way from P5 down to P12 is within a second.
And track is trying to dry out, we can see that happening. The spray is no longer visible. Track is dry already. There is a little bit of spray, but that's not enough already. And again, Geisler is leading by 1.3 seconds now.
So the driver of the day poll is up for the community.
It closes in 3 laps time. My vote will go to Springfield. Springfield has shown really good pace today.
He's been impressive, but I think my bet would have to go with Robin Kaisner. He's put in an incredibly measured drive today. He's made it count when it mattered, and he's avoided the chaos. I think if he can bring this home, it would be a landmark victory.
Team of the day is just Audi. Team of the day is Audi, definitely, because looking at the results before and after now, this is a performance for them. The start, they never think it will be possible, but here they are.
Robin Kaisner has never won a race. He's still yet to take a race victory, and this would be a special one.
Yeah, Sauber didn't blink, so Sauber was nearly a bankrupt. So Audi took over now. Finally got the deal at the last 2 races.
It's been a long slog for the German through the years. P19 in 2024 with Alpine. P17 last season with Sauber, who was so hot and cold. He managed to rack up 67 points, but it was a difficult season. And he's always shown glimpses of being.
And are we seeing sun? Are we seeing sun smiling through the clouds?
We are. The track is drying really quickly here. We could see DRS enabled right at the end.
So that will make it interesting. Can Eigen blows up Geisler to challenge him?
Still to play for.
Yeah. The track is drying pretty quick now that the sun is eyeing through from the clouds. So this is really interesting now.
So out of everyone, Sarah Springfield has the most to lose from DRS coming online. She's got an entire pack right behind her, and Richard Hicks will be right on her if this comes into play. Easy Väisänen will also be looking to take advantage if it opens, and we do. Here we go.
Yeah, so now the tires come to mind, because the tires will start overheating. So let's see now. Now it's getting interesting. So let's see. Springfield.
So Aaron Egan has fallen 3 seconds back. You have to wonder if he was cooling the tires down for one final push.
No, we didn't see the DRS. We don't see the DRS open for Hicks. Yeah, no, nobody has DRS for this lap. So 3 laps to go. Let's see. So
Aaron Egan, 3.4 seconds away.
3.4. And Condra now is got the best Afonso. Or Afonso got past Sam Fact or something.
I think it was Afonso putting a move on Sam Fact.
Yeah.
So 3 to go here.
Maradona, can he take the position away now, because he's closing in and the sun is out. We're seeing the sun on some sectors. The track is drying.
We are, and the tire temperatures are about to go through the roof on these sets of tires. They've done half a race distance and now they're going to be tortured on a dry track. But the drivers won't care. They will be pushing as hard as they possibly can here. Michi Maradona right behind Wesley van der Steen now.
Yeah, as I look out the window, I can see the track is really trying, and Afonso is now made the move on Condra, and Philippe Verhaeren is making the move on Xiaolei. So let's see now.
So it's all happening.
Will Maradona get past? DRS is opened. And we can see him closing in. He's looking at inside. He's looking at the inside. Is he going to make the move up to third? They're still fighting now the traction zone. And no, Van der Steen is still holding up. And Riley and Lucas Wright now gets past Riley Swanson. So everything is now happening.
An incredible defense from Wesley van der Steen there. It looked like he was dead to rights, but he managed to hang on around the outside and switch back to keep P3, but he's under enormous pressure here from Michi Maradona. Sarah Springfield coming into the picture as well. It's now 7/10 back to her from Michi.
Yeah, but
has he taken too much out? Started too early.
They all have to remember it's lap 52 out of 53, so one more lap after this one. Will Kevo make it count now? Because Väisänen is in the DRS train of Hicks and Springfield. If Väisänen
Michi
can close
booked
up
in
the
trouble.
yeah. So let's see, will Quarter-Kevo now take it? We can see them three fighting. Quarter-Kevo is making a move round the outside. On Xiaolei, he's trying. He's still there, he's still there. And no, he backs off.
So it's all eyes will be on the main straight now, because Sarah Springfield is right behind Maradona. And it could be a switch for P4 here. It looks like the Greek driver has pushed the tyres too hard.
And we
and
will
coming
see
to the
now
final lap.
Springfield now opens the DRS. As we go on board with them, DRS has wide open. We can see the closing speeds is different.
Is it enough?
And no!
It's going to be close.
And this battle is still going on. Xiaolei now making a move. Portugal was right behind. And Xiaolei getting the place.
Incredible stuff. Richard Hicks is right on the back of Sarah Springfield as well. Can we get two Audi cars in the top 5?
Yeah, Hicks is still looking to try and get past Hicks is still trying to get past Springfield. But we see Racing Bulls trying to fight it out now. So these last laps have been alive now. This has been alive and this race has been interesting. Two-way out.
But irrespective of the fight going on behind, today is about one man. It's about Robin Kaisner. After 61 career races, so much languishing at the back, so many struggles, he has waited and his time is now. And it's his time. It's Audi's time. He's going to record his first ever win, and it's Audi's first ever win as well.
And Robin Kaisner will win the Japanese Grand Prix, and Egan will come home second, and Van der Steen will come home third. But now the main question is, will Springfield hold on? Yes, he is. And everyone will hold on. So Xiaolei will take 8th, Philippe Verhaeren 9th, Quarter-Kevo 10th. And what a race for Robin
Well, it's
Kaisner.
certainly delivered.
Yeah, what a race for
So
Robin Kaisner.
A special moment for the German. He's been around, you know, he's been under scrutiny. His seat was at risk after a poor first 2 seasons in the sport, but he has delivered in spades today and shown why the face was deserved. An incredible drive and an incredible day for the team.
Definitely well deserved for Audi. That's an achievement they never thought they will get this season.
Not at all, especially this.
Yeah.
Especially this early in the season.
Yeah, the game with their own engine, of course. And here they are. Robin Kaisner winning it. What a way to kickstart the season for Audi.
Incredible result. You know, we thought the podium in the sprint at China was remarkable, and the P5 in the race was equally impressive, but it's gone to another level today to make up 8 positions in the race, all the way from P9 to win this race. an absolutely incredible performance.
Richard Hicks in the points as well, so Audi will get triple points today. What a good race.
18 places gained between the two drivers.
Yeah.
What a day for the team.
The team of the day goes to Audi, definitely. Now as we go to the driver standings, we have Eetu Väisänen 7 points gained, but Robin Geisler now takes the second place with 25 points gained, so don't count Robin Geisler out. Eren Eigen now moves to third, switching places with Carter Kevu. Wesley Manderson is still fourth with 15 points. Carter Kevu now drops to fifth. Michi Maraduran takes one place up and moves to sixth. Sarah Springfield moves to seventh. Zhao Lei, what a disappointing weekend for McLaren it was. Jason Roy moving down the order. Lucas Wright still days there, and that's our top 10.
The big what if for today is Joshua Nathaniel Pitt sitting still in P20 in the championship, yet to score a point, and it'll be a disappointing day for him in a race where the win looked on the cards, but it was taken away from him outside of his control.
As we go now to the constructors, we see Ferrari still leading, but the gap is getting smaller. 14 points to Audi now. Audi is second in the constructors. 5 places gained. They are the team of the day, of course. Mercedes is now third, switching. Racing Bulls is now fourth with 1 point gained only. So Racing Bulls will definitely need a better weekend. Williams is now fifth. Alpine is sixth. Red Bull is seventh now with 3 places dropped. Aston Martin moves to 8th. And then we have the two. McLaren definitely needs to start their season off better than this, and Haas is at last 10th. So yeah, what a race we have had today. I hope everyone who's watching enjoyed this on F1 TV. It has been a good race. Thank you, Josh Nate, for joining me once again for this broadcast.
No problem at all. It's good to be back. It was certainly a race that delivered. You know, we were a bit concerned at the start with the conditions and the prospect of a one-stop Inter to Inter that it wouldn't be very entertaining, but it certainly delivered. A fascinating start to this season. We've had three very different race weekends, but all of them interesting, especially the last two. So I'm intrigued to see the next round. Always good to get on the broadcast, so it's nice to be back on. But I'm sure I'll speak with you soon. But thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. I hope you enjoyed the race.
Yeah, in 2 weeks' time we'll have the Bahrain Grand Prix, so make sure to tune in for that. Then after this we have the week break again to have the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, the Jeddah Grand Prix, and then we will have a double header with Canada and Monaco. So it's all to play for, but I hope you all enjoyed the race. We will see you again next time in Bahrain. Bye from us.